Guys, it's your boy, Fusion Fireball, recording for Dark Signer A313. What's up, man? How you been?
Pretty good, pretty good.
What are you playing today?
So I ended up playing Monarchs.
And you went?
Undefeated.
All right, Undefeated Monarchs. What was your recipe? What was your secret today? Because I know this deck bricks a lot.
Honestly, man, it's just praying, bro. You gotta pray to God, that you don't want to brick. And then I only bricked once, and it didn't really matter.
All right, well, whenever you're ready, let's see that deck, baby.
Oh, yeah, so what's it called? So obviously for the big ones, I still went with 3 Erebus, triple Ether, and then only 1 Koraz with the Ether. I just didn't want to brick this card because, like, in testing, like, I tested this deck, like, so much. Like, shout out to 037 Wolf, like, my buddy from Australia. And some people know him because from YouTube.
He's pretty popular.
So, I was just grinding, and, like, he was just helping me out with the deck. So, I just saw myself just deck drawing this card, and it's not as good as it used to be. Like, the draw's not really relevant. Because you're not really playing hand traps like that to, like, draw into outs. So, 1 was fine, like, if I needed it. But honestly, I summoned this like once.
So would you say you missed the second one at all?
No, I'm saying I
You prefer the one?
Yeah, just like the one. I drew it once, and I special summoned it once, and that's it. Like literally, I never needed it.
Gotcha.
It just never came up. Like this always got like itself for like another play, like because like the way the format is now, like this doesn't do anything to like their board because obviously like they get too many pluses if they draw a card. And then most of the time, like a lot of removal is like target removal, so you're just able to like just tribute over something with another ether. So that's why I just kept getting ethers and just started looping them like that. So yeah, and then obviously Erebus, like it's really good. I mean, some people forget that you could like send a spell or trap from your hand, like one of the Monarch ones, add him back. So
yeah.
And the thing is, you could add like different ones as well. So you got ether back. And then I played 1 Distalos. This guy came in clutch because like a lot of the time, like when you have like an additional like normal summon, I guess, or like another additional tribute, you're able to just bring him out and like you could like get him with the Monarch's return, so it just becomes really dumb. Like at first I was testing like 3, and then like Mithras and like a bunch of other stuff, and it just didn't work out. But 1 still came in clutch because you just rip out like the Twin Twister or whatever from the hand and just win. And then I played 2 Vanity Screen and 1 Majesty Screen. So at first I wasn't playing like the Fiends. I might have been playing like Majesties for a while, but the thing is that I saw myself like not having enough tribute summons. Because at first I thought the issue would be like not having tributes, but it ended up being that I needed more tributes. And these guys just obviously win the game. And the thing is, everyone's playing like Twin Sister and Cosmics and everything, so just having like access to Vanities and Majesties is like obviously really broken. I lost the game on Dueling Book because I had this in Domain, and he like pitched for Malkana Fortress, and I tagged it with it, and I was like, well. But what's it called? Outside of that, like this was perfect. Like I never wanted more or less. And this is like the best card that came out.
So explain this card for people that don't know.
Pronounce his name. Anka Moifrite. I don't even know how to pronounce that, bro. So he has 2 different effects. So first of all, what you do with him first is his pendulum effect. So you basically place it on as like a spell trap. This is if you have no cards in your extra deck, which obviously you don't. Except himself, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can destroy this card, then draw a card, right? So it's only once per turn. So you just basically place it, draw a card, right? Whatever. And then his thing when he's in the extra deck is that he can be normal summon or set, so that's actually relevant. And then this must be special summon from your extra deck by having no other cards in your extra deck besides himself. And you can only special summon him once per turn. And if he leaves the battlefield. So it's perfect because like obviously when you tribute him, he leaves, you know? So he doesn't go back to your extra deck, so it doesn't stop you. But the only thing is that, so it's an upstart with a Cyber Dragon effect, so it's really broken, obviously. It gives you the tribute that you need. And then, but you gotta remember that you can't use Stormforth the turn you use this, or you can't have Return on board and then try to use this. Because like it's still considered like from your extra deck, so you can't Stormforth and stuff like that.
Okay.
So you just have to remember that. But this card is like ridiculous. This card is broken. Like I was trying the other one that like normal and then the normal's another and like an additional time, but I just didn't like it. The Sprite, I forget what it's called. But,
yeah.
For the Squires, I played 2 Idea, 2 Adios, and 1 Mithra. So this ratio changed a lot. Like I was playing 3-2. And then 3-3, and then like 3-1-1, and then like 3-1-1. But like this ended up being just perfect. A lot of the time I never summon these. These are like these are here. So these are only here like if you literally have nothing. because you have so many other things that you want to like resolve, I guess, to the point where like if this gets Baylord or Ash or anything, you just lose. So you want to be able to just play without having to normal summon these, but you still want access to them if your hand is only like this and then a Monarch. So you still have to have that like guarantee like tribute, you know what I mean? But you just this card is bad a lot of the time because of so many hand traps. So like going like when I go second, I take these out. I side all 4 of these and I just live in the Mithra, which is kind of why I want to go back to the second Mithra because this card came in clutch. You spell summon it on the field and it gives them a token, but that made it so that I could dodge like impermanence, like Gamma. I was dodging like everything with this card.
Gotcha.
That's sort of busted. Like I would probably play 2, and then like I said, like even maybe cut these because a lot of the time I never used them. A lot of the time this just got foolish burial to add back a spell.
Exactly.
So yeah. And then I did play some hand trap, well, one hand trap, so I ended up playing Gamma. So I was going back and forth like between like hand traps or no hand traps. But the thing is that there's a lot of games where like if I go second, I literally can't do nothing. I have to like hope that they don't have like too many negates. So I just want to have a hand trap that like is super impactful, and obviously this against everything is really broken. Like as Drytron, if they pitch for cost, reveal one, you're able to just kill both of them right on board. So it basically lets him play with 3 cards against almost everything. This is just really, really good. And obviously, if you go first, it lets all your Monarch spells resolve. And then by the time you have a Monarch on board, like you're just good. So like it lets everything resolve, and then you just summon Gamma if you obviously have anything. And then this, it came up where I had a tribute for this, and then get a what's it called, and then have domain on board. So.
All right.
So that actually came up. And then for the spells, so triple tenacity because it searches, triple domain. I was considering terraforming, but that's a little too crazy.
Yeah.
3 Stoneforth. This is where it gets kind of weird. I only had 2 Patheism. I couldn't get a 3rd one. I couldn't find it, and I really wanted to play the deck. 2. I mean, I still drew it, and it's always like you could always send this, so it was fine. But I would definitely play 3, obviously.
What would you cut for the 3rd Pantheism?
I just
what would you
41.
say? You just pay 41? All right, gotcha.
This is 40, so.
And it's tight. I'm guessing the space is very tight, right?
Yeah. But like the thing is that it becomes another draw card, so like
Gotcha.
it doesn't really mess up the flow of the deck, you know?
Gotcha.
And then 2 return, like I said, this card is really nutty.
Yeah.
I was testing 3 for a while, like I said with the like you guys could test the double the Stalos, triple this, and then a triple Mithra.
Yeah.
And then you're able to just like hit 2 cards because you just play this, the Stalos them, and Erebus them, or like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things you can do, so.
Okay.
But I like this one because it was more consistent.
Okay.
And then 1 Foolish Burial and 1 Foolish Burial Goods. So this is, it gives you access to both things. So it gives you access to Idea to give you back Patheism or any other banished ones.
Yeah.
And if not, it gives you access to Erebus so that you can pitch a spell and it gives you a tribute monster.
Gotcha.
So it always gives you something, you know? And then this obviously sends Patheism, or it can even send the traps. So.
Got it. Yeah, the prime.
Yeah.
Question. 1 for 1. What was your thoughts on 1 for 1?
I don't like that card just because, again, it does give you the additional tribute, which was like really good. But so many people are playing so many hand traps that I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to get ashed and then like lose, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Because I'm already like, it looks like I play a lot of monsters, which is true. But you'd be surprised how many times like you need like another monster, you know?
Yeah, that's understandable.
Pitching like something would be like pretty catastrophic. So.
All right.
And then 2 prime. I never needed the 3rd one. I was thinking of the 3rd one because like when you get into grinding situations, like in certain decks, you want to be able to like start recycling, but it just never came up. Like 1 was fine. Like you never need 2 anymore. You can just play off of 1 and then just have this.
That's understandable.
As a resource, you know.
All right, and then obviously no extra deck. Side deck.
Side deck. I didn't have sleeves, so I have to keep unsleeving.
No worries.
So it was 3 Nibiru, cards busted, you know?
Yeah.
And then 3 Phantasme. So these 2 cards kind of go hand in hand. I didn't want to and then the last hand trap was Lancia.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know what to, like, there was no like super like impactful like hand trap.
Yeah.
Besides Phantasme against the back decks that you just lose against. Like you can't be Striker most of the time. So you have to play like a card that just auto beats them. So that's this.
Yeah.
And against Prank Kids, like these 2 cards just body that deck. Against like most decks, these 2 cards just body the deck.
Got it.
And then you still have access to like your Gammas and stuff to do first, and then you could use these afterwards, obviously, you know?
Yeah.
And the 1 Lancia just because I don't know, I couldn't think of another one to put in.
Yeah.
But like virtual world and stuff like that have been seeing a lot more popularity. So just having access to this, and the same thing against like Tri Brigade, like being able to like stop them, even if they have revolt, like it's fine because like if you activate domain and like let's say they don't revolt you, like if they don't got like the shotgun it, you just tribute over for a Monarch and then they can't do it anyways.
Exactly.
So you're fine. Pankrotop, it's got the best going second card. Triple Twin. This card's like the meta card right now.
Yeah, heavy
it's
back.
better than Harpy's card. Harpy's card. That's right.
Yeah, and it's heavy. We're in heavy back row locals.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so obviously hitting like prank hits on the standby phase, hitting like Shadals on the standby is like really good. One Frost.
How often did you main Frost or not main, but side into?
Oh, a lot, dude. So every time any back row deck you just side is against it.
What
this
deck?
card pops 3 like all day. So
what deck
like,
would you say give you the most trouble?
Today? Oh no, I think I told everyone, but.
Jeez.
Oh no, I think did Paul take again?
For Invoke
no,
Shadow?
I think I told him, right? The Shadal game?
Yeah.
So never mind. So yeah, they were all like 2s.
Jeez.
Because they were all like they were in backward decks. So this deck just beats like I want to say like fair decks.
Yeah.
Because I play against like 2 Shadals, which is just like fair. I feel like it's like a Cyber Dragon, which is just like fair. And then I forget what the last one was, but it was another like I don't know if it was, I think it was Prank. But it was another like not a backward deck, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it just auto beats those matchups.
Exactly.
But this card, like I used to main deck this because it pops 3 essentially, but I ended up just cutting down to 1. It was fine. I mean, sorry, in the side deck.
Yeah.
And then 3 judgments when you go first.
Did you ever sign in Judgment at all?
Oh yeah. So anytime I go first, every deck, like I said, if there's like a deck that needs it. And if I'm going first, like I just put this in.
All right, and finally, what were your matchups today?
Well, like I said, so it was like 2 Shadal, a Cyber Dragon. I don't know what the last guy was though. What did I play?
You said 2 Shadal, Cyber Dragon.
And then, I'm trying to think of what I played against.
Yeah, was it kind of just like one of those miscellaneous decks they don't remember?
Yeah, bro, I don't know what it was.
Dinosaur, Drytron. I know there's a few people.
Drytron, was it the Drytron or?
Yeah. All right, man. Well, what do you recommend this deck to other people trying to play?
Oh yeah, dude. If you have like 40, 50 bucks in your like, I'll get this shit all day.
All right, my guy. Well, thank you, Dark Signer 8313 signing out. Your boy Fusion Fireball. All right, guys. That's the deck profile. Thank you. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Have a good night.
Peace out, guys.